Hey, my wonderful peeps. I hope you're amazing, had a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. Those who are brand new to my channel, my name is Katiecannon. I'm a success coach in the health and wellness arena and 5 times British gymnastics champion, and I help people build dream business, lifestyle, and really improve their health. So, episode 6, my friends, we are talking about one of my favorite topics of all time, and that is the power of this and the power of personal development. Now, you're probably thinking, what's she on about? Personal development. I do work on myself. I am personally developed. What do I need to do day in, day out to really get myself moving? Now, when I first started my network marketing business a couple of years ago, I didn't do any personal development. I had been running my traditional business for the last, it would have been like 7 years at that point. And probably the last thing I read that was really educational was in my uni days. And I thought, I'm all good, thanks. I'm all good. I don't really want to read a book. I'm quite happy to read a magazine, or I'd like listening to things. But back then there weren't actually many podcasts. Sounds really old, doesn't it? So basically, I was encouraged to really talk about and to really start listening to podcasts and to books, reading books on a daily basis, something inspirational, something that's going to grow you. And I started with reading 10 pages a day. And that has resulted into now, a few years later, of me really, I love my personal development. I do not go a day without reading or listening to something inspirational, motivational, that's going to really help me in my business. And it's a little bit like when you first start doing something, you don't see the results. You're thinking, I'm reading, not seeing any results, not a millionaire yet, this is not happening. But it takes time. And why personal development is so important, guys. It's so important because a little bit like when you start your own business, you've got to learn skills. For you to build a multi-million-pound business, if that's your vision, you're going to have to learn something different than you're currently doing. You're going to have to think and feel and turn up like a different person. And I'm not saying completely change who you are, but you're going to have to evolve. And that is where personal development comes in. And quite a lot of people in my organization, and I know people in myself, when I haven't grown and I don't feel like I'm moving forward in the right direction or the speed I want, it's normally because my personal development hasn't matched to where I want to go. So what do you read is the question I get asked. And what I've done is I've designed an amazing great value for you today of my favorite top personal development books for you to read. Now, excuse me, you may be brand new to your business. You might be at the very beginning of your entrepreneur journey, or you might be a very seasoned entrepreneur. But the books I've recommended are really good to go to whether you're day 1 or day 500. They're always good to go back to the most basic books. And I've recently gone back to some of these books and thought, oh my God, how cool. I did not know that. Or I forgot about that. And quite often we read something, and then when we read it again a couple of years later throughout our journey as we've grown, we realize how much we've grown or how much we've learned. And something might impact you differently now than it did a couple of years ago. So I've designed this episode for you today to just really go through my basic points of how to do personal development. I know it sounds weird, doesn't it? When you think, well, I know how to read a book, Katie. You don't need to tell me how to read a book. But there's doing personal development and there's doing personal development, yeah? So the first thing I want you to start with is, number 1, start with why you're doing your personal development. What do you want to achieve out of your personal development? So where to start with this is, what do you feel you need to work on? Is it organization? Is it growing your mindset? Is it growing your vision? Is it growing your marketing skills? Is it growing your belief, okay, in your profession, in your business? Is it building your belief in you? Do you need to work on confidence? Do you need to work on as said, growing your belief in your affirmations and knowing how to build your vision. So pick something that is going to work on you, on what you desire. There's no point you working on how to build a multi-million pound business if you're on day one of your business. It's all good to have a vision, but my friend, you're going to get so overwhelmed, and so you're just not going to do it. And in the end, you end up not doing anything. So think of where you're at and what you need to work on. So pick something for a couple of months. And the reason for working on something 2 to 3 months, there's no point working on an area for like a week and be like, I'm all good, I know how to do it, I know what I'm doing. You need to work on something consistently for a couple of months for it to really delve in, to really absorb, and for you to get the most from it on a daily basis. So know where to start. I then want to show you how to implement this into your business and into your world. Now, your personal development, do 10 pages a day. If you can do 10 in the morning and 10 at night, you're a winner. Go for it. The more you can do, the better. Don't sit there all day reading a book. You don't need to do that much. But if you can do a bit in the morning and a bit at night, hurrah. Hurrah, hurrah. Okay, so then I want you, as you're going through your book, and you're going to find your system, but try this to start with to see if it works for you, because we all learn differently. So I then want to, apologize, I've got a bit of a cold today. I then want you to go through the book and get a highlighter or a pen, and whatever resonates with you, highlight it. When you have finished that book, I want you to go back to the book with a notebook and write down your top 10 things that you took from that book. And I then want you to circle the top 3 and implement them into your business and into your world. The reason I say top 3, if you can nail it down to 1 or 2, even better. But the reason for that, so many people, and I'm talking completely from experience, you're like, you got a book, yeah? And you're like, right, so this one, Wayne Dwyer, The Power of Intention. I love this one. It's quite deep. Took me a couple of times to get through it. But it's an incredible book. So many people would look at their book and they'd go, yeah, all good. Yeah, scan and read. Yeah, good. Right, I'm done. Cool. What's the next bit? What we got now? Okay. I want you to really study the book. So treat it like you're at uni. You're studying a manual. You're studying a piece of material. So really go through the book, study it. If it takes you a month to read one book, you're much better at that than trying to whiz through 50 books within a month and not learning anything. It's not quantity here, it's quality. So really chunk down what you're learning and implement it, okay? So start with your why. Why do you want to build on your personal development? Know where to start. Identify where you need help, where you think you need to work on yourself. And 3, know how to implement it. Implement what you're doing on a weekly basis and start making it a daily habit. I couldn't tell you the last time I didn't have a book on the go that I'm reading. I'm always got a book. I have a book in the car. I have a book when I travel. If I'm stuck in traffic, I will always be reading a book because I cannot bear to sit in traffic. So literally just make it work for you and find that time in your day when you know you can focus on it and you can get it done. Remember, guys, it takes over 30 days to create a habit. So in the first week, you think, I haven't done it. Oh my God, I've gone 3 days, I haven't done it. And then you just need to work on that consistently until it feels normal to do on a day-to-day basis. So that's a wrap, guys, today. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe on my button. It basically, this amazing blog post comes to you every single Monday. If you've got loads of value, please share it with your friends and your family. And please head over to my social media channels. All below in the show notes below is my amazing piece of value for you today. My top books that I really recommend that have really helped me in my business, that can really help you as well. Whiz over to my blog on my website to grab that for you so you can start implementing that today. And I would love to hear your top tips of what you found from the books that I've recommended and what your light bulb moments are as well. So have an awesome week, my friends. Take care, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.